Yeah.
Alright, hold on.
1, 2, 2, 2.
Good night, greetings everybody. We are G-Syndicate, and tonight is vibes as we syndicate you. Vibes, you know. You're gonna be hearing some songs off our upcoming EP. Things gonna be nice. So right about now, we starting with this one. Ready to blow? So are you ready to go? So are you ready to go?
Yeah.
Oh, ready to blow, ready to blow. Oh, ha, so let me go.
Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go.
It's time to start the party. Sometimes we be getting dirty. This time we're starting this thing right. Hey, so just kick off your shoes. It's no time to feel the blues. So baby, we gonna do our thing tonight. Oh, leave the work at home, leave the stress alone. Toss away your worries. Ain't got no time for that, baby. Now you got the chance. Lose your fears, just dance. We're gonna rock this party. Just raise your hands if you're ready.
Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go.
It's time for you to be free. Let's just enjoy the party tonight. We just gonna ease our mind. So just put them on the wall, cause we're not gonna stop at all, and we're just leaving all our fears behind. So leave the work at home, leave the stress alone, toss away your worries. Ain't got no time for that, baby. Now you got the chance. Lose your fears, just dance. We're gonna rock this party. Just raise your hands if you're ready.
Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go.
Let the music take control. Let it seep into your soul. When the bass line starts pulsating, feel the stress keep evaporating. Let it bring me to your mind. There could be no better time to get on the floor, cause we're just ready to blow. Ready to blow, start up the show. Ladies and gentlemen, Mark on the trombone.
Start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go.
Give it up for Mark, y'all.
So let me go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go.
Ready to blow,
ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go, let's go. Ready to blow, start up the show, get on the floor, let's go.
Yes, folks, good night one more time. We are G-Syndicate. This next song we're going to do for you, you can find it on our upcoming EP called Revive. We released it last year, and we're ready to rock. This one is called Chemistry.
Hey girl, hey girl, Calico, the honey bar, good looking. The way how you're moving, put me in a mood, I'm glad to see you. Your waistline on the baseline, so attractive, I wanna be a captive. I see a smile on your face now, so beautiful, I know you're original.
So come wind up on me, I wanna see if you got good chemistry. And come push back for me, don't hold back, girl, just be free. No, you're not on, show off, show off. You have my attention, girl, you're sweet off. That's why, baby, step out, step out. Just keep it moving, cause we're still grooving. No, you're not on, show off, show off. You have my attention, girl, you're sweet off. That's why, baby, step out, step out. Just keep it moving, cause we're still grooving. We're still grooving. We're still grooving. We're still grooving.
Come talk to me, girl. Classy and intelligent, and you run the world. And let me say face to face. Know you feel the tension, just had to mention. Your brown eyes, shining bright. So gorgeous and glowing like sunlight. I hear your voice, angelic eyes. So amazing, I wanna keep this going.
So come wind up on me, I wanna see if you got good chemistry. And come push back on me, don't hold back, girl, just be free. I know you're not son, show off, show off. You have my attention, girl, you're sweet off. Dance me, baby, step out, step out. Just keep it moving, cause it's still grooving. I know you're not son, show off, show off. You have my attention, girl, you're sweet off. Dance me, baby, step out, step out. Just keep it moving, cause it's still grooving. Still grooving. Still grooving. Still grooving.
Hey, girl, I wanna take you home with me.
And hey, girl, sugar energy, yeah.
Hey, girl, I wanna treat you right, you see, you see, you see.
Hey, just the two of us. We can make it if we try, just the two of us.
Just the two of us.
Just the two of us. Building castles in the sky. Just the two of us. You and I. What you won't do for love. You try everything, but you won't give up. What you won't do for love. You try everything, but you won't give up. So come wind up on me, I wanna see if you got good chemistry. And come push back on me, don't hold back, girl, just be free. No, you're not so show off, show off. You have my attention, girl, you're sweet off. Dance with me, baby, step out, step out. Just keep it moving, come and just groove. And I know you're not so show off, show off. You have my attention, girl, you're sweet off. Dance with me, baby, step out, step out. Just keep it moving, come and just groove. And I know you're not so show off, show off. You have my attention, girl, you're sweet off. Dance with me, baby, step out, step out. Just keep it moving, we're still moving. I know you're not done.
Show off, show off.
You have my attention. And that's for me, baby.
Step out, step out.
Just keep it moving, cause we're still grooving. We're still grooving. Still grooving. Still grooving. Yeah.
The next selection is entitled Englishman in New York, a song made famous by Sting in the 80s. Hope you enjoy.
I don't drink coffee, I drink tea, my tea. I like my toaster on one side. You can hear it in my accent when I talk. I'm an Englishman in New York. See me walking down Fifth Avenue, a walking king here at my side. I take it everywhere I walk. I'm an Englishman in New York. Oh, I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien. I'm an Englishman in New York. Oh, I'm an alien. alien, I'm an Englishman in New York.
If manners make it man, as someone said, he's a hero of the day. It takes a man to suffer ignorance and smile. Be yourself, no matter what they say.
Oh, I'm an alien, I'm a legal alien, I'm an Englishman in New York.
Englishman in New York.
Oh, I'm an alien, I'm a legal alien, I'm an Englishman in New York. Modesty's propriety can lead to notoriety. You could end up as the only one. Gentleness, sobriety, all rare in this society. At night a candle's brighter than the sun. In New York, concrete jungle where dreams are made up. There's nothing you can do in New York.
It's more than combat gear to make a man. It's more than a license for a gun. Confront your enemies, avoid them when you can. A gentleman will walk but never run. If manners make it man, and someone said he's a hero of the day. It takes a man to suffer ignorance and strive. Be yourself, no matter what they say.
You know you sing at home.
Oh, I'm an alien, I'm a legal alien, I'm an Englishman in New York. Oh, I'm an alien, I'm a legal alien, I'm an Englishman in New York.
Englishman in New York City.
I'm an alien, I'm a legal alien, I'm an Englishman in New York.
Englishman in New York.
Oh, I'm an alien, I'm a legal alien, I'm an Englishman in New York.
Now, growing up in the 90s, I would have loved these songs, and I'm sure those of you that know them will love them as well. So we got two songs coming up for you. We got I Wanna Know by Joe and Someone to Love by John B. and Babyface. Hope you guys enjoy.
It's amazing how you knock me off my feet. Every time you come around me, I get weak. Oh. Nobody ever made me feel this way. No. You kiss my lips and then you take my breath away. So I wanna know what turns you on. Yeah, I wanna know, so I can be all that and more. And I'd like to know what makes you cry. Oh, so I can be the one to always make you smile. Girl, he never understood what you were with. No. And he never took the time to make it work.
Deserve more loving, girl.
Baby, I'm the kind of man who shows consent. Yes, I do. Any way that I can please you, let me learn. So I wanna know what turns you on. Yeah, and I wanna know, so I can be all that and more. And I'd like to know.
Warning. What you are about to hear goes against traditional romantic counsel expressed by friends, family, and Instagram memes and quotes. Open-mindedness is advised.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, and welcome to another edition of the Senate Podcast. I'm your host, Neil. I'm not joined by anyone as yet. But while we wait for Derek to come on through and to get himself together, I will have you all look at the beautiful face of Dr. Carrie Amp here. We do have her. She is in the land, people. She's here. Let's see if we get Dr. Carrie. Dr. Carrie, you there? Dr. Carrie? Wait, hold on. Something ain't going right here. Hold on. Let me get. I see what went wrong. I saw what went wrong.
Okay.
All right, you there? No, you're not there
Yes,
yet. Hold
I
on. Why are you not getting you? You there?
Yep.
All right. So why am I not hearing you? Let's see what's going on here. Dr. Carrie?
Yes.
Got you. Yeah, no. Good. Let me see. You know, you get the properties. That's that. We get the advanced properties. Yes, Hill. We here in the building. Derek is not here yet. Derek should be here momentarily. And why not hearing Dr. Carrie? Dr. Carrie, Derek?
Yes, I still here.
Yes, you there?
I
But
still
for some
here.
reason, let's see. Let's figure out what's going on. Shout out to Steve. Shout out to Philip. Hope everybody is well. We're waiting for Derek to come, and then we can really start to crank. Microphone, monitoring device. Well, that is odd.
You still not hearing me?
I can't hear you at all, so I can go try to figure this out here real quick. Monitor output. That's what I'm doing. Cheese on bready place. I see Philip saying the King's Gathering was great. Thank you, Philip, for joining. Cherish, thanks for joining. Kevin is here. Marlon is here. Steve is here. We got Lee is here. I think this is a good time to pretty much mention that we did have the King's Gathering over the weekend, and it was fantastic. I am grateful. My heart is full. I'm sure I could speak for Derek as well. Thank you all very much for attending and for joining us on the... Wait, hold on. If I do this... Dr. Carrie? I can hear Dr. Carrie. So if I can hear Dr. Carrie there, let's try this. Sorry, people. I'm just trying to get myself... No. Dr. Carrie?
Yeah.
Dr. Carrie? Okay, good. We got Dr. Carrie. All right,
Yeah.
we good to go. We good to go.
Okay.
That means... Anyhow, we can figure it out as it goes. Anyhow, yes, Derek is in the chat, but he is not. Let's see if we can get Derek here, man. Derek in chat. He ain't here. Come on, man. But yeah, the King's Gathering was awesome. It was my heart is full. Like, it really was good. It was great to see a lot of people. I think one of my favorite moments was having Dr. Carrie meet all of the people. She met a lot of people. She met a lot of friends. So she doesn't need me anymore to be a part of her coming to Barbados or anything. That she can go to Barbados on her own, and she can, she will definitely be able to get around, and she definitely will be able to, not be out of any means of transportation or having fun. But we really do want to thank, Kevin, as Kevin is saying, you have been adopted now. But thank you all very much for coming out. We really do appreciate. Derek is saying, call him. Let me call him. All right, let me see. All right, hold on. Don't move, Dr. Carrie. Dr. Carey still there?
I am.
All right, good. Now, where is Derek?
I am.
Where is the tall man? Yeah, you tall man. Oh, yeah, I think they got cut. Don't. All right, don't move again, Dr. Carey. Don't move. Yeah, I'm not sure why I'm not getting Derek. Let me see if I could try calling him again. But yeah, I mean, the King's Gathering was really good. Everybody had a good time. I want to thank all of the presenters that came out. We had Jomo Phillips. He spoke about mental health. That was great. We had Jariah Rock, who spoke about the legal aspects of divorce and separation and property, etc., etc. We had conversations from Timothy Marshall, who spoke on finance. That was very informative and good. We have Tahir Bulbulia, as well as Adrian Green from the NTI, the National Transformation Initiative. That was really informative and very good. They spoke about mindset and kind of understanding where we have come from so that we can understand where we're going. And speaking about legacy, we had Ryan Arthur. He spoke about fitness and nutrition, which was very important. You know, I think we all learned something there. And of course, we had Dr. Carrie Ann Peart. She spoke about the consciousness in relationships and kind of a bit more of things as it pertains to relationships, understanding self, and the ace of fun. That was really good and very informative, right? I see Derek here. Derek, see you got flued out. Let me see here. So let me remove from call. I see he's now online, but all right, hold on. You can get it right, people. Just give me a second. You can get it right. But yeah, sound off. How is everybody doing? How was everybody's weekend? How is, you know, how we be in touch base in a little bit, man. We be in touch base in a little while. How is everybody doing? How is everything going? Talk to us, man. Let us know how everybody is going. We have Dr. Carey here in beautiful Barbados. And shout out Aston, what a go on. And yes, Daniel Hines, boy, Daniel's a good man. How's everything? How's your son doing? Glad to see him, my brother. Glad to see you. Let me see if we can get Derek Marshall in the crank. Hey, hold on. He's on the call. No. Hold on. Something. Let me. Hold on. Let me go do a little. Boom. Let me try that there. We go. Okay. Derek?
Yeah.
All right. Derek is there. Dr. Carey, you can hear Derek?
Yes, I can.
Right. I can't hear Derek, so I gotta figure this out now.
And the background music.
Derek? No, I can't hear Derek. All right, so let me try this again. Let me try this. All right. Don't move. We can figure it out, man. We can figure it out. We can get there. All right. Everybody there? Derek?
Check.
Got you there, so I ain't seeing you, but as long as we can hear you, Dr. Carey, you there? Yeah, right.
I hear.
Got you now. Ah, boy. The dream team in the building.
Ooh, Mario.
Yes, sir. I see that. Yeah, what's going on, my brother? What's going on?
I in the place, finally.
Yeah.
I literally know running door.
Yeah. I heard you had a gig, man. You had a little performance.
Yeah. So, as you can see, it's still in close. But I literally just run through the door. So, I hear.
Yeah, man.
I'm ready to crank.
Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, Derek is here. How you doing, my brother? Everything good?
Man, I can't show here waiting as what people will say.
Mm-hmm.
So I am ready to go. I see my man Daniel Hines. Big respects to the Kung Fu.
That's a good man. That's a
for
good
sure,
man.
For sure.
And
shout out to he actually teaches his family. That's pretty cool stuff.
I guess the question should be who you don't teach.
You know, right?
It seems like you've taught all of the prominent ones in Barbados. Dr. Carey, how are you doing? You're looking radiant.
Not so prominent ones too.
Well, true. How you look? How you doing? How you doing, Dr. Kerry? How you feeling? Know that you're in crisp old, good old Barbados.
Good. I'm good.
All right. So yeah, Derek, speak a bit about the King's Gathering, about what would have transpired.
Yeah, we had a grand old time. I felt as you said, your heart full, and a lot of people sent some very encouraging messages after the fact, and you never really know how you impact people. So I think that is something we all need to keep in mind. You never really know how you can impact people, and that's why you should strive to be the best version of you.
Always.
Definitely for you, but then you can see the trickle-down effect in terms of how it impacts others as they observe and it's by your works,
Yes.
People, show your work and not your worth. Show your work.
Yep.
And
Yep.
really proud of that event. Neil, I know you would have received some good feedback as well too.
Yep.
And we are definitely proud of that. We wanted to do the second one in November for International Men's Day. But my guy Tahir, he was like, nah, this can't work. You need to get one sooner than that. So I am in discussion as one myself with myself. But yeah, seriously thinking that's a staff meeting. What about doing one in August? Yeah, we would have spoken about that immediately after Neil and Kevin. We would have spoken about targeting August for a date for the second one. This is right after the crop over season. Cause people can go and party and stuff like that. And boy, the self-improvement during the crop over.
Everything about bad behavior.
Boy, the self-improvement during the crop over. So, we will look to do it after the crop over season, after the rampant jollification. We will look to get a little bit more serious as we push forward into the latter part of the year, especially when you consider, you got gifts and things to buy heading into Christmas. So I want to make sure that the fellas on game heading into the Christmas season and nobody ain't getting fleeced. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So my Snow in the building, big up Snow saying that Dr. Kerry is looking great tonight. A lot of the gentlemen commented on Dr. Kerry's appearance at the King's Gathering. She was looking resplendent.
She's
so
brave.
They use, but that's the word they will use.
You gotta keep it PG.
Yes, definitely.
PG.
So yes, Dr. Kerry, you were definitely the cat's meow. That is. I'm not saying that those words are specifically chosen for tonight's show. So, Dr. Kerry.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being a part of the inaugural King's Gathering, and we hope that you will be around. You and I have had preliminary discussions about you being around for the second one.
We've had discussions.
Yes, we've had discussions about it. So we are going to make it happen. I am working on it.
Absolutely.
That's right. Moving forward.
Right. So, ladies and gentlemen, but no, Derek, you gotta tell people G-Syndicate. Don't let me get too ahead of ourselves. Tell the people, still plug the G-Syndicate Premier Acapella Group.
Performing there, so perform at the it was a Caribbean travel market or something like that. I think it was some big thing. They got a Lara Court, and we were the opening act of it. So as people were coming in, they were treated to the vocal strange and the vocal stylings of G-Syndicate. There's Kiamal, Waden, Mark, Brett, and Hugh. Right there, we were there for an hour, and we did a whole wide variety of Caribbean music and music from further afield. So you can check us out, gsyndicate6.com. Check us out. Everything else, G-Syndicate6. Instagram, you got to spell out the 6, but everything is just G-Syndicate6. You'll find us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, SoundCloud, YouTube. I feel like I missed one, but yeah. G-Syndicate6.com.
So, ladies and gentlemen, check out G-Syndicate. And of course, you are indeed watching the Senate podcast. Please remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything. We do content for you 5 days a week, along with this space, the non-dipsy doodle space of the live streams, which we do every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. We also do the Senate shorts every Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And because we took such a break and we are now back into the swing of things, y'all are now going to see wildness. Y'all saw a bit of it yesterday with the 42 for 7. And Yeah, we are going to crank. Tomorrow is going to be another big one. And yeah, we can keep cranking. So please give us a like, comment, a share, a subscribe, hit notification bell so you don't miss anything. Let's like the content, share the content so we could build the content. Anyhow, my brother and sister, let us get into what we're talking about tonight. Now, every Tuesday and Thursday, as I said, Derek, he goes on our social media platform just before the live stream and he posts what we're going to be talking about tonight. And tonight, we might have a special request for tonight. You might want a special graphics and thing. So we're talking about the Simp King.
You got on there, put the graphics on the screen for the people, man.
Yeah,
when you're talking, so the people can see these special graphics.
Let me get it here, so all right.
Don't hide your work, man. Put it up there.
Yeah, no problem. We get it here, so look at it. Look. Hold on. Hold on. Let me get it here, so look at it. Look. Wait, hold on. We get rid of this here.
Oh my gosh.
Wait. Get on here. Oh, right. Look at it. Look. Yeah. So Derek wanted the Lion King. He wanted the lion crossed out. He wanted Simp. And he wanted us to do this. So I said, okay, let me sort that out. And I did that. And we are going to be talking about the Simp King. We're talking about what was right and what was wrong in Steve Harvey's latest viral video. This foolishness of a video that he brought out and that he tried to confuse the place. We're going to talk about it now. As you all know, the format, for those of you that are new, Derek will usually go into the monologue. He's going to set it up and we can finish it all for him. So, Derek, over to you. Let's lead us his sermon.
Yeah, man. And here, I like to think of this as I told Nia, so this is the Senate podcast, debunking myths since 2020. And this is no different. Tonight is no different because, we see a lot of stuff in social media floating around. And, people get carried away and start to run with the foolishness, but we are here not to rant, but to dissect. And that is what we're going to do tonight, right? Mm-hmm. So Derek Jackson tried, but not even he could maintain the level of pandering that Steve Harvey can. Steve Harvey is the undisputed Simp King. By the time I done tonight, we're going to know that, sure, right? Steve Harvey recently went to Club Share, had an interview with my guy Shannon Sharp. Although I can say, take a little grain of salt with that my guy thing for Shannon Sharp because he do some shady stuff too. But anyhow, I had a chat with Shannon Sharp. I really appreciate Shannon for his style and how he dresses, right?
Oh, yeah.
And his commitment to his fitness, even at 50-something.
Yeah.
Right? So he went and he had a conversation with Shannon Sharp, and of course, he spoke about relationships. And of course, he found some time to pander to and lead women astray with misinformation. So tonight, your favorite senators and the doctor are here to set the record straight on a few things. Mm-hmm. So let's watch the clip that started all the discussion. Then we'll come back and we shall dissect.
All right, let's get into it. Hold on, where is the video? Okay. All right, let's get into it. Let me hear what this idiot man had to say.
With this generation today, these young boys today, what do she bring to the table? The hell you mean, man? What do your ass bring to the table? You got a woman that can come to the table that can make another you. What else she need to slide up to the table with? What about your job? What happened to men who were supposed to be responsible? Do you know that it's our job to take care of a woman and some children, to have a family? That's our damn job.
But what happens to when the woman tell you, I don't need a man, Steve?
Well, they need to, what? Okay, if you don't, how that's working? How that's working? Who don't need no man?
I'm independent. I can do for myself.
Yeah, but why do you want to? Yeah, okay, you can drop a transmission. You can sandblast your house. But hell, do you want to?
No.
If somebody could get out there and drop this transmission for you and sandblast your house, why don't you go get your nails done? I'm not trying to reduce a woman to nothing else. Be all you can be. But damn, who don't need a man? That's a lie. What man don't need a woman? I tell you what. Try to live without them. Try to live your life without women. This ain't about la-da-da, man. This is some bullshit without women. If it wasn't for women, what would you? Aristotle Onassis said it best. He said, if women did not exist, all the money in the world would have no meaning. Dog, women is everything. They catch me out. They the lick, man. But these young boys done forgot it because these women out here, they've had to be independent because they ain't got the right man.
Okay.
But this system of marriage is still good.
Okay.
This system of a man taking care of a woman, that's really how it's supposed to be. All the rest of it's bullshit, man. And y'all need to quit tricking yourself with this new way of thinking. Because this new way of thinking ain't getting y'all no damn where. I'm sorry.
Rightio. Stephen Harvey spitting that bullshit. Well, you go ahead, man. We can get to it. We can get to it.
What episode is this, deal?
209.
209. And let's see, we got 524 subscribers, folks. We thank you. We love you so much. Keep sharing it. Keep spreading it. Keep coming for the conversations, right? All right. Let me just click there. So just adding it into my notes before I continue, right?
Mm-hmm.
So please like, share, comment, subscribe. In the meantime, if you are not, if sometimes, people are subscribing, then for some reason YouTube might unsubscribe you.
Yeah.
Just ensure that you are still subscribed, right?
Yeah, we got Annie C in the house. Shout out Annie C.
They got Annie C. Thanks for coming through. Always appreciative. Now, we seem to be content with preserving the current status quo of one-sided relationships. And people like Steve Harvey are prominent. Steve Harvey, Derek Jackson, Stefan Labossiere. A lot of the women say me Stefan Labossiere, right?
I don't know.
He's one too.
I know who he is.
Ace Metaphor. These guys seem to be very, very keen on preserving the status quo of one-sided relationships, right? They are seen, women too, a lot of women, not all, seem to be of the belief that they don't have to bring anything to the table. And we heard, I don't like that phrase, but we can use it tonight a lot. You don't have to bring anything to the table or anything to a relationship. And we heard Steve Harvey say that just now, right? Mm-hmm. What makes Steve's comments so dangerous is that he is the kind of man that women want. He's older. He's professionally successful, got a nice, strong reputation professionally, and he has a net worth somewhere in the region of $300 million. Mm-hmm. And more importantly, he is willing to provide access to his wealth and resources to a woman in exchange for access to her stomach. And in this instance, literally her stomach. What Mr. Harvey does not take into account is that while men and the expectations of men have remained consistent and constant since the dawn of time, women today are not like the women of yesteryear. Many women today want to be mothers, but they do not want to be wives. And they don't want to argue, so run the video, Neil. Before they even start to argue, run the video.
Let's get it. Oh boy, we get it in 3, 2, 1.
Before I be a wife.
Really? That is very interesting.
Wow. I just rather cater to a child than
a husband.
And when you're a wife,
you don't need to get
no. But when you just think when you're a wife, you're a mom. You still have to find time to be yourself, and I'd rather just find time to be a mom and just be myself as of right now.
Okay.
And
well, I get it.
It's just I'd rather be a mom right now. So
that's a very interesting point of view.
Yeah.
No, I get the take. I respect.
Right, to a mad woman. Anyhow, go ahead.
So you heard it there, right? And that is a very pervasive mentality. There's a lot of women out there. They ain't catering, they stay straight. They've been doing that for the man, they've been catering for the man, that kind of thing. They prefer to deal with themselves. They get a child, to deal with a child. They're dealing with no man. Right?
Mm-hmm.
See my man Graves in the house. Respect.
Shout out my man Graves.
Yeah, see Graves. Shout out to Graves. Let me just acknowledge Daniel earlier. Daniel saying that he's proud of me. Keep raising it. I appreciate that, brother.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
My man Jason Bell. Bigger Jason, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a few days ago, we were having a discussion at work. Right? I know you tend to get these discussions more than I do, but I tend to stay away from my work. And someone made the point that men have to go and get it out the mud. If a man doesn't work, he will not make it in life. You gotta work at some point. You gotta work in the beginning of your life or at the end, one or two.
But you gotta work.
Right? You either work at the beginning when you're in school, or you're gonna work hard as ass in the workforce, doing manual labor and that kind of thing, right? Gentlemen, nobody wants a big hardback man living on their couch. Point blank. You see, folks, men in 1623, 1723, 1823, 1923, and here today in 2023 have all been charged with a duty to protect, provide, problem solve, and procreate for women. And these days ain't even gonna be you or a woman. There's women in general. The expectation is that a man will find a woman and take care of her. So on that, we can all agree with Mr. Harvey. Yeah, it is your job, he said, to protect a woman, to care for women, provide for women. We get that. We understand that. Conversely, though, there are virtually no expectations of women in 2023 that are not labeled under patriarchy or misogyny. Yet women still expect to find someone to marry them and cover them under his 4 Ps. We did a live stream. Last live stream we did when we put the video in the middle of it, and Neil took out the video and presented it as a short, right?
That was hot date.
Yeah, correct. And in that short that you presented, you made the point that 4 Ps are presented under the covering of a relationship. But people seem to think that a man should just give his 4 Ps to any random woman.
Anybody.
No, it don't work like that. It don't work so, right? Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to observe some first-class dipsy doodling and moving of the goalposts in real time. When Shannon Sharp asked what a man should do when a woman says that she doesn't need a man, Steve's response was, if you don't, how's that working for you? But then I guess it clicked to him, and he remembered who his target demographic was, and he switched to men not needing women, something that men don't generally say, and wasn't the original concept being discussed. So in order for you to watch this first class dipsy doodling, let's run the viral video again, and we can start it at 31 seconds and go to 1:30, just so that everybody can watch how it goes from women not needing a man to men saying they don't need women.
So 31 seconds?
From 31 seconds.
All right, let me get this here so in the right order. All right, so let's get it in 3, 2, 1.
Right. Because, not going to say who did it, but they got in cahoots with my financial planner. And I was writing checks to the government for 7 years.
Right.
Writing tax checks, signing the tax checks, giving them to turn in. They was keeping them, taking the money out the account like I was paying taxes and keeping it for themselves. When my accountant passed, a lady went in the office and found a box on the floor, and I had 7 years of unpaid taxes. And I'm thinking I'm even. And then my lawyer said to me, hey man, you ain't paid taxes in 7 years.
So the first video
you haven't paid in 7 years plus the interest.
Ladies and gentlemen. Just hold on one second.
That's what's wrong with
okay, so we got the first one. Let me get 31 seconds here. There we go. And just give me one quick second here. So let me get. All right. So. All right. Let's get it in 3, 2, 1.
Job to take care of a woman and some children, to have a family. That's our damn job.
But what happens to when the woman tell you, I don't need a man, Steve?
Well, they need to what? Okay, if you don't, how that's working? You know, how that's working? Who don't need no man?
I'm independent. I can do for myself.
Yeah, but why do you want to? Yeah, okay, you can drop a transmission. You can sandblast your house. But hell, do you want to?
No.
If somebody could get out there and drop this transmission for you and sandblast your house, why don't you go get your nails done? I'm not trying to reduce a woman to nothing else. Be all you can be. But damn, who don't need a man? That's a lie. What man don't need a woman? I tell you what. Try to live without them. Try to live your life without women. This ain't about la-da-da, man. This is some bullshit without women. If it wasn't for women, what would you? Aristotle Onassis said it best. He said, if women did not exist, all the money in the world would have no meaning. Dog, women is everything. They the catch me out. They the lick, man. But these young boys done forgot it because these women out here, they've had to be independent because they ain't got the right man.
Okay.
But this system of marriage is still good.
Okay.
This system of a man taking care of a woman, that's really how it's supposed to be. All the rest of it's bullshit, man. And y'all need to quit tricking yourself with this new way of thinking. Because this new way of thinking ain't getting y'all no damn where. I'm sorry.
All right. Shout out Rian. Just slide through the back door. But you're doing well.
See me, my anti-social in the house as well.
Anti-social is here as well, yes. But language matters, it's very important, I like how my mom said, why would you want to live without a man? You need a man, you could do these things yourself. But then my mom said, hold on.
That's not what I'm talking about. Why would you want to live without a woman? Hard. That is dipsy doodling and moving up the goalposts at its highest level, folks, right? What makes his commentary even more dangerous is that many women are already of the belief that they are the prize. Stop me if you heard these before. They are the table. Their vibe. And that men should accept them, flaws and all. Essentially, they have no role to play in the relationship or marriage. You just turn up. See me here. A man is to come along and fix all their problems, and it requires no work on their part. The man that does, if he's so bold, the man that does ask for some effort is regarded as toxic, controlling, abusive, or one of the S. You could be sexist, misogynist, chauvinist, scientist, archaeologist. You get the point. Worse than not doing anything, many women believe that it is their duty, their right, given by God, to take up as much time and provide as much toll, trouble, and threat for that man as possible.
Hold on. I'm glad you brought that up. Bro, I got it here, look.
It sound familiar?
Look it right there, look. Look at there. Yeah, right there. I got up a pause now.
They believe it is their God-given duty to take up as much time and provide as much toll, trouble, and threat for that man as possible. And guess what, fellas? You are supposed to stand in your masculine frame and endure it all as some kind of masochistic proof of manhood. And on the flip side, gentlemen, the man that refuses to endure isn't brace, Neil, brace. Tell you this is gonna be a trigger. He isn't a real man.
Oh, yes, Lord.
Or can't handle the woman who is the source of all the toil, trouble, and threat.
Nothing to do with she. I go get my chair, my whip, and act as a lion tamer.
But we have to ask the question, folks. To what end? What, gentlemen, is your reward for enduring the sufferation? Well, I can tell you, and I shall tell you. Inevitably, it will be divorce. And as we discovered from our boy Jeriah at the inaugural King's Gathering just last weekend, the inescapable redistribution of wealth and assets. The thing about this is that Steve Harvey himself was heavily impacted by his own divorce from his second wife. So let me check out that clip that Neil ran before. Like, give me that, Neil, that next one there, Neil. Steve Harvey talking about his own divorce.
All right, let's get it in 3, 2, 1.
In 2005, you had $1,700 left. This was after Kings of Comedy.
Yeah.
You got $1,700 after you made what, like $30 million on that tour.
Dog, we made more than that.
And you got $1,700 to your name. What the hell happened to the money?
It's called a divorce. I got jumped on, man, but it was even before the divorce.
Right.
Cause not gonna say who did it, but they got in cahoots with my financial planner, and I was writing checks to the government for 7 years.
Right.
Writing tax checks, signing the tax checks, giving them to turn in. They was keeping them, taking the money out the account like I was paying taxes, and keeping it for themselves. When my accountant passed, a lady went in the office and found a box on the floor, and I had 7 years of unpaid taxes. And I'm thinking I'm even. And then my lawyer said to me, hey man, you ain't paid taxes in 7 years.
Ooh, so you haven't paid in 7 years plus the interest.
Then I had saved some millions, but before I split the assets, she took all of that out the bank, moved it. See, the funny thing, I got divorced in November 2005. But then they went on a rampage to destroy me and act like we was in a divorce fight. We were actually just trying to split some assets.
Right.
The divorce was over.
Right.
It was no fight for nothing.
Right.
It was just, let's split the assets. But you took all the assets.
Right.
And I was stuck with this tax bill.
Right.
So I had to pay 7 years of back taxes with interest and get current. I was in a world of trouble, man. So when I looked up, man, I had $1,700.
Okay. Okay. No, that part didn't go viral, huh? That part didn't go viral.
No, but I thought that.
Otto von Bismarck once very famously said, "A fool learns from his mistakes. The wise man learns from the mistakes of others." We did a live stream. It was the last live stream or the one before that? I can't remember which one it is. And we talked about David's bridal going bankrupt because of the declining marriage rate. Among the reasons for this decline are no-fault divorce and the consequent uneven redistribution of wealth and assets and separation from children. We as men see this. Again, over the last weekend at the inaugural King's Gathering, Jariah Rock gave a very extensive presentation about what happens right here in Barbados and how people can be relieved of their assets and wealth because of a marriage. Steve Harvey, with his disingenuous self, went as far as to say the system of marriage isn't broken. This is Steve Harvey with his $300 million net worth. Wants average men, average everyday brothers with their $300 net worth to invest in modern day women, even after having been taken to the cleaners himself. To do that would be the very definition of folly. Steve Harvey, gentlemen, may be able to recover from the redistribution of wealth and assets in a divorce. The average guy on the street may not. So take that for what it is worth. This is Charmaine in the house. Good night to you, Charmaine. And we are hoping that you're doing well as well. I hope you had a great one out there in these streets. Right? Not that you in the streets, but you know what I mean. Right? Hit the like button. That's the cost of admission. Share the discussion with male friends because these are things we need to talk about. I want us to go back to Steve Harvey's very first statement in the clip, and I want us to take it at face value. Steve Harvey said, "A woman can produce another you." We can get a little touchy here, ladies. Don't come for me. All right? Woman can produce another you. But I have to say it, or rather I have to ask a question. if women don't value that they can reproduce, how can they expect men to value that fact? Don't come for me yet. Hold tight. Very often, we see women come to the dating marketplace having already made another someone else. So you're implicitly saying to the men you want, there's nothing particularly special about reproducing another person. Because you've already reproduced with someone else. And generally what makes it worse is that very often the person with whom you have reproduced did not have to invest on the level that the next man will be required to invest. The next man, because you want this next man to marry you now, you protect you, put you in a house, provide for you, pay all your bills. So he getting less, but paying more. But this happens, folks, because as we heard a few minutes ago, many women today prefer to be mothers as opposed to wives. So we do the thing backward. We get pregnant first, then try to work it out and build a family after the fact. You get pregnant for somebody, you realize, they really had to get pregnant for you, you know?
Yep.
And then say, dying and. Try to start over.
Chinks.
Yeah, chinks. Don't worry. So. There are so many women who take this approach to relationships. Then as they get older and the DMs dry up, they turn up with 3 and 4 children or 5 men in tow, saying they're a package deal. So let's check this next clip that will encapsulate the entire situation. I'm sure it will be familiar to most of you. Run it there for me, Neil.
All right, let me get it. Let me get it in Let me get it in 3, 2. Wait, going. Hold up. 3, 2, 1. Let me get it.
You met Bathsheba. Sit down on the CD. I love Bathsheba. I went God play bell play to get 3 men wanted. Bang! When the Ross get. Turkey. That is the sickest thing. That is the sickest thing I ever hear.
Sickest thing.
And I'm sure you would have heard, if all of you would have heard, if you watch it any of our content for any level time, you get the sound effects in there.
That's where that comes from.
Yeah, that's where it comes from. So we see the package. Oh, where's the deal? Too often, the only thing some women bring, not all, women bring a relationship is the extra bills and potential disrespect come with them and the children for whom this new man now has to provide. And guess what, folks? Because I am who I am. I know you don't come up in here half-stepping. Steve Harvey himself has experienced this. This is it. Call it a hit piece if you want to call it a hit piece, but tonight is a hit piece. Because we can't encourage people to come and talk dog. Then we celebrate it. So your boy come up in here tonight with a whole bag full, a suitcase full of receipts.
A valise, if you will.
A valise. So let me watch this clip of Steve Harvey's wife's ex having a chat with Tasha K.
All right, let's get it in 3, 2, 1.
Jimmy L. Townsend, you do not look like what you've been through. Now, you've served over 20 years.
27.
27 years in prison. You were getting
28, really, if you count the little year I did in the state when I was really coming up in the game.
Because you were originally given like a life sentence.
Without the possibility of parole.
Now, you've been out for about, what, 4 or 5?
6 years. It was 6 years in January.
Just in case the viewers aren't familiar, you have been working on a book for quite some time. It's called Snakes in the Garden.
The reason I took the book off the shelf was really because of Steve Harvey. But when Steve Harvey made a link, I told you they sent me a link.
Sent you a link.
And in that link, we never did finish that. In that link, he was saying that he was talking about Jason when Jason was about 15 years old. Jason was kind of rebellious, my son Jason. He told Steve Harvey one day, "You're not my father. Jimmy Townsend my father," like that. So I guess it kind of pissed. This Steve Harvey with the interview talking. And so when Jason told him that, it kind of pissed him off. And he told Jason I love your mama, so I got to love you. Where's that punk ass, dad of yours? So I don't know if it was from insecurity or what. Could have been, nigga, you a multi-millionaire. I ain't nobody. You ain't got to worry about me.
So this man has never been in the same room with you.
Period. That's what he
called you a punk ass.
Yeah, that's what he told Jason.
I mean, you do look better than him.
Huh? I think so too. And you know something?
Can I stand Tasha kid?
Remember when Marge and I was together? She used to hate. See, that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna tell it all. I'm gonna tell it all, y'all. She said and it was fact. She used to check dudes with big lips. She was called soup coolers. Before she married Steve Harvey, they was dating. Because now be mindful that all this time we talking. Even while she was dating, I could call her anytime, day or night. Me and Laura's daddy talked, and I thanked him for looking out for the family. We had that kind of rapport, I called him and I thanked him for, and like I said, for 20 years, Marjorie brought the kids to visit me. As a friend, we just friends now. She done gone on with her life, dating and whatever she doing. And I'm going over my life trying to, fight and get out of prison. So it was that type thing. So, but when 3 days, I talked to her to show you how close we were.
Okay.
3 days before she got married to Steve Harvey, we talked. And she told me, she said, Jimmy, Jimmy, you know what, Steve, he's so much like my dad, And when she said that, I said, like your dad? She said, yeah, you're like him, Jimmy, because he's just like, my dad. And when she said that, I said, because I knew how her dad was. He was a real deal. You see what I'm saying? From husband to parent. And I said, oh, you got to wonder that, be like your dad. She BS me on that.
I wasn't ready.
When I come to find out,
I wasn't ready.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I wrote them. That's another thing. I wrote Marjorie and Steve Harvey a letter before they got married.
Okay.
And was thanking him for looking out for my kids.
All right. Neil, the cue for the next video coming shortly. You don't know what it is.
Wait, hold on. We get ready.
Get ready. I will pause for 2 seconds for you to drop it, right? And I will carry on as if nothing happened, right? So you all heard the discussion. You all heard the conversation, right? Now imagine you are a man like Steve Harvey. You worked all your life to achieve some level of success. You have now become a man that got so much assets and money around him.
Hold on.
Man, I got so much assets and money around him.
And a plate twice.
Yeah, that's no problem. But you have to deal with the child of a drug dealer and convicted felon telling you that you essentially don't measure up to his father, a man that has not achieved anything in his life. And guess what? You paying for it. You supporting the household. And guess what that man said? He could call anytime, day or night. Days before he got married to his wife, she was in contact with her drug dealer ex. Now, folks, before people start to judge me too harshly, I feel it necessary to say it here, and they said it. I remember saying it on the short from Coming Out a Hot Date. There's nothing wrong with being the dad who stepped up.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do it.
Because many of us were raised by stepfathers. Here's the thing, ladies. If you know you're bringing another man's child to the situation, come with some humility and ensure that your children respect the man who is providing for you and your child/children. If you know that you're first, or I'll use the term, if you know your child father in no use, and you have managed to find another man who's going to embrace you and your children, do not let your children be telling that man that he's not their father, one, and then they're wrong with that because we know he's not, but do not let them disrespect that man. Yeah. And we'll always go back the situation with the man had the woman at his house. He alarm going off, he garage 4 day morning when he gone out, the woman ex-man out, the boy, child father out there trying to siphon gas out his gas tank. And the man tell she and the child go from the place.
Yeah, from the place.
Yeah. Respect is due to a dog, as what people were saying. So definitely got respect for stepfathers. Now, as I tell you, hitting tonight. Let's also consider that women are the ones who support trans women. And the concept of gender fluidity. Yeah, Dr. K, hold your head because it's going down the road tonight. So no biological men are able to claim being a woman. And who ain't got no woman parts. The ovaries and uterus, none, so they can claim to be a woman. So clearly being able to bear children, I'll be back there, we still there. That is not that particularly special in terms of being a measuring stick to be considered a woman, ain't it? Women have been the chief, or next cue coming up, Neil. Women have been the chief supporters of biological men in makeup, nails, and a lace front with a full beard being considered women. And the sweet, I just put up on screen for me, Neil. And the sweet irony is that those same men turn around and try to teach the women how to be more women, how to be better women and more feminine. Ain't that some shit?
Yeah, sir.
Biological men trying to tell women how to be more feminine. At the risk of sounding like I'm telling women what to do.
Don't do that. No, don't do that.
Allow me to make this statement as I head towards a conclusion. Ladies, please do not fall for the okie doke. Do not fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Do not acknowledge this rot. Because that's what it says, rot. Yes, you can reproduce life, but guess what? That life has to be given to you by a man.
Oh no.
Whether you engage in a night of physical exertion that ends in 2 walk-ups and a squeeze pooch, whether you go to a sperm bank, or you try to turkey base yourself from a used condom in the waste paper basket of a hotel room, you have to get that life from a man. In order to get a quality man, it is going to require more than your stomach. And ladies and gents, money does not a quality man make. It takes way more than money to be considered a high value man. And they can use the term high value man here. Check out these screenshots, compliments of our guy, Kevin Manning.
Jeez, no, Kevin, man, you got to start with this here, though.
And don't get tied up. Kevin sent me these here this evening, but to get in the show. Because that's how he's operate, right? Put up a screen there for me, Neil.
Look at that, look.
All right. This lady says, every man I dated with money was a horrible person and mean. So I agree. Date someone responsible over someone with money, because ain't no guarantee his money can work for you. And somebody responds and says, in my experience, many of them use their money as a means of control or to make up for what they feel they lack on their own individually. And she responds and says, I've seen this happen with a lot of women in my family, and men with money don't even move me for this same reason.
Cheese on bread. No, the money out the door now.
Yeah, but don't worry, Neil. Don't worry, Neil. Next week we will deal with that.
Yeah. What the goalpost ever moving?
We will deal with that next week, right? Money does not a high value man make. Tyrese, Chris Brown, and the center of tonight's conversation, Steve Harvey, are all testament to the fact that money is not the be all and end all of a man. They are all wealthy men with no concept of how to treat themselves or others. Ladies, it is going to require more than your ability to reproduce. Do not take advice from people who stand to profit from you being all alone by your lonesome self. Let me get Keisha up in this crank. Here's Keisha. All alone by her lonesome self. Don't do it. Don't act like a woman and think like a man. Be a damn woman. Just be a woman. Don't act it. Be it. If you want to get the man and the relationship you want, you need to ignore the advice from the Simp King.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are indeed watching the Send It Podcast. Please remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. Hit notification bell so you don't miss anything. Like the content, share the content so we can build the content. Dr. Kerry, I'd like you to offer a word, please. Obviously, you know, Steve Harvey said a lot. Steve Harvey said a lot, right? Can you speak a bit about? Just speak on it, man. Just speak about. Just. The floor is yours, man.
He said a lot, and then they dissected it in so many ways.
It was the proper stuff, dog.
So
Top tier stuff.
proper dissection.
Thank you.
I think it is very confusing, right? Because in one vein, you're hearing, because what came to my mind immediately was the Kevin Samuels versus like a Steve Harvey sound off. And Steve Harvey is saying in one kind of energy that women are the table and they should just be, all 4 Ps should just be put in place when a woman steps to a man. Versus when Kevin Samuels says a woman needs to qualify herself to acquire the Ps of a man, right? And I lean into the qualification piece. I lean into that Kevin Samuels kind of mindset in this regard, because I think what we have seen in many instances is that women just step to a man because she got, a rack, the BBL, and she wears makeup well, then boom, all his 4 Ps immediately are put in play. But she may not have anything intellectually to offer. She may be part of Spartan Club. I tell you guys about the Spartan Club all the time. She may also, all her T's may be out of whack. And this guy is now putting himself in a place to put all 4 Ps online when there is a threat right behind, and not just the BBL, right? So I think that's one regard, that there is a confusion in the way that women are receiving information, and not necessarily they're hearing it, but they're not necessarily listening to the information and acquiring what is necessary. And that is the fact that you need to qualify, just like the man needs to qualify and quote unquote prove to you that he is worthy of your stomach. You need to prove to him that you are worthy of his physical contributions too. So I see that side of things. The other piece that kind of moved me was the element around Steve championing marriage in the way that he does. He continues to champion marriage, having gone through such a very rough divorce. And I think he needs to contextualize that for people a little bit further, because what he's missing in the discussion is teaching people how to be discerning. And this is something I mentioned on the weekend at a gathering, that we are not being discerning enough. I mentioned how a panty dropping cologne is wonderful and game can be on. And that's how some of us as women think, like, as long as they look good, smell good, game on, right? But we're not being discerning enough just to kind of gather what is the context of this person's situation and how far can this encounter actually go? What is the meaning behind this encounter? All of that. We're just very quick, particularly now, to jump into Sparta and think that that is qualifier enough because I've done my sexual due diligence, that I'm a woman. So I deserve to just get all 4 Ps question. So that for me, it was a lot, but those are kind of the things that are at the top of my head. And then when you went into, Daniel said he finds my head nods refreshing. When you went into the transgender conversation, I have a lot of gay friends. I have a lot of gay friends who I have never learned how to be a woman from. So I guess they're on one side of the spectrum of this, right? Because we know sexuality runs a spectrum. This kind of cross-dressing, but then men who identify as transgender and, you know, how they identify. And I don't mean to be disrespectful in it because it's a space that I have advocated for a long time, particularly around HIV work that I did and serving in the LGBT community. But I think there's a point at which we've crossed the line, and Derek and I always talk about this too, that the boundaries are now erased. And it has gotten way out of hand. And for me to say that now having ovaries and a uterus is worth nothing, I think is absolutely disrespectful to the whole concept of womanhood. And I am not here to be told by a gay man, much less a transgender, how I need to be a woman. That not happening. That just not happening. It will never happen. Right. So that part too is very difficult for me to deal with. And it's hard for me to kind of really articulate how I feel around it because it's so pervasive that it's sometimes personally offensive to me. And so I don't particularly address it very often. But yeah, that's as much as I can say around that right now. In terms of how I feel it. Yeah.
Right. So, you know, shout out Dion. Dion is in the house. Glad to see you, Dion.
Yeah, big respect.
So this. All right. So I feel as though, you know, one of the things that used to frustrate us is that we constantly got to be repeating ourselves, right? We got constantly got, you know, as these, it's kind of like whack-a-mole, right? As these things come out, you got to kind of hit it again, right? Hit it again. This Steve Harvey thing, right? I love how whenever these clips go viral, these things that justify and empower women and say, you see, look, a man saying it. So if a man saying that one of men need to step up on a game and that women can live without men, but men can't live without women, this from the horse's mouth, right? I love how the narrative suits them when it suits them. Because if Steve Harvey was to come and say, one of women need to pull up on the socks, you know, and be like, well, he know about marriage, he divorced, but we divorced. He ever had a successful marriage? You know what I mean? I love the fact that if he was to come out and say, women need to be more cognizant and careful of how they move sexually and stuff like that with due diligence, be more discerning, et cetera, he can get pushed back, right? And I love the fact that these clips can be cut here and there and go viral without the full context of things. I love it. And I love the fact that if we were to come and say anything along the lines of the opposite of what Steve Harvey says, will we know about relationships? I love that. We don't know. I love Steve Harvey don't know anything about relationships, but he know about relationships and women when he's talking about the women in a positive light.
Yeah.
My take on it is that any woman that is listening, Derek said it best. Dr. Kerry offered a word that was brilliant. Please understand that the reason why this space exists is because we want people to make and do better. Men primarily, but really and truly this benefits everyone. Shoot, the reason why we're talking to the men is because sorry to tell y'all ladies, but as society goes, as the men go, the rest of the society can follow. Men protect the women and children. Men provide for the women and children. That's not misogynistic. That's fact. I know if you look through history, and you know, it's so funny, right? We had a great presentation by Adrian Green on at the King's Gathering when he spoke eloquently, brilliantly about the history of men and black men and slavery and stuff like that, right? And I love
right here in Barbados.
And I love the fact that when you heard the old adage, if you don't look back, you ain't gonna know where you're going, right? Essentially, if you don't know your history, you're doomed to repeat it. And I love the fact that whenever, again, it's all about narrative. A lot of people don't want to talk about history because women were oppressed through history. Women were burned at the stake through history. Women were beaten openly through history. Women were raped through history. Women were treated terribly through history. So why are we talking about history? Not understanding that the movement today is predicated on the very same history that people like to dramatize. I ain't saying women weren't treated poorly, but let me call a thing a thing. And like everybody was living hype on the hog. I'm just saying, You understand? So it is dangerous for this rhetoric. It is dangerous from the standpoint that if Steve Harvey says it, if a man says it, it is validation, justification for women to get on their high horse and say, I could be part of the Spartan Club, as Dr. Kerry like to say, or I could have the 4 children from 3 men, and that's all right. Take me flaws and all. I could be overweight. I could be this. I'm entitled to your provision as a woman because I am a woman. You are entitled to nothing in this life. Nothing in this life unless you work for it. Nothing in this life is owed to you unless you work for it. You are owed, you know what you are owed? You are owed quality health. You are owed a shelter. You are owed basic fundamental things as a human being. Rights, not to be discriminated against, not to be oppressed. You have civil rights. You have rights as a human being. Rights to food. You have rights to clean water, Wi-Fi, shelter, internet. Starting to come into that frame now as things that are part of a human need simply because of technology has gone, right? But don't let me get caught up in this thing, you know. You are not owed a quality man, and you be a pop down barn fire of a mess. You can't got 5 children from 4 different men. You can't be overweight. You can't be contentious. You can't be. You just it just don't work. So you can't just turn it and look good. You can't turn it and begin to go out 3,000. That is not enough. Yes, you can fool a man. I ain't gonna tell you that a 1 man ain't a falling trap or a 2 man ain't a falling trap. Come men, I tell you already, we stupid. We need to do better. We need to think with the top floor instead of the bottom floor. We think too far with the bottom head. We need to do better. But the fact remains, ladies, right? You deserve a quality man. What? He says, and I hate it because there we crack the code. What do you bring to the table? Let us cross that out because the table is the relationship. So when you replace the word table with relationship, what do you bring to the relationship? Well, I am the relationship. Well, God bless you and me. You and me? But if you use the table, if you use the relationship, why just come into do it? What you gotta do with it? You understand? You want me to provide for you, protect for you. You want me to make sure that I cover you and any offsprings you have under my protection, problem solving, procreation. You want me to take care of you. That's what you want. Matter of fact, damn near deserve. You are entitled to my 4 Ps. But you could be anything. You could behave anywhere. You could do as you like. So men are what? What are we? We's free money. We's free protection. We's free problem solving. We's free procreation. I want people to realize that in 2023, there's an attack on, Derek says there's an attack on masculinity, but I actually will want to take it a step further. I think it is an attack on core fundamental ideologies. What is a man? What is a woman? What does a man bring versus what does a woman bring? Right? Because we are seeing that. Shut up, man. Provide. Shut up. Don't be a man. You know what I'm saying? Protect, problem solve, provide. If you see a woman, take her on. Why you wouldn't take on a woman with 300 bodies? Take on a woman that got 3 children from 2 different men. Be the dad that steps up and Derek likes to torment me with. You understand? Women, behave as you like. Do as you like. Dress how you like. Sleep with who you like. Do as you like. But men, you could be women. Women, you could be men. Getting pregnant, a uterus, periods.
Can I add something in here too?
Go
I think
ahead.
there's also a point of confusion that I don't think people are recognizing with Steve Harvey either, in terms of that book he wrote that I on purpose never read, the Think Like a Man but Act Like a Woman book. That whole entire thing perpetuated a particular ideology of women being further independent women. I don't even know if you recognize that he has contributed to a significant chunk of how some of these women are talking about not needing a man. Sir, you read a book telling women basically. You wrote a book basically telling women they
Hey,
don't
look
need
at
a
my-
man.
Right. I
Right?
would it's not across you, but I think he knew exactly what he was doing. You see, I saw somebody put Creflo Dollar in the chat earlier, right? We know that televangelists, the whole Christian sphere and everything like that, we know that sometimes you got to approach that with a grain of salt because, well, shoot, a mountain of salt because a lot of those men use God to get money out here, right? Creflo Dollars.
Yeah, Juanita Bynum here the other day. Don't mind she's a female preacher, but Juanita Bynum here the other day asked 21 people to bring $1,000. You know, God was speaking to her, so let's bring out $1,000, and she get the money.
Right. So behind the premise of God, hold on, Dr. Carey. Behind the concept of God and a deity, a belief system that is not easily proven through scientific means, you can garner a lot of money, right? Just like how if you empower women in a very toxic way, you can make money. Look at Derek Jackson. Ladies, get that cash out. You trying to tell me the man asks
hardest thing.
Look, the man asks you up on a date. You mean he ain't buy you no dress, he ain't pay for you here, he ain't pay for the makeup, he ain't carry you to a 5-star restaurant, he ain't pay you up, send an Uber for you. Listen, I traveled recently, right? Uber ain't cheap, yeah. I'm a tad, depending on where you live in an urban center, Uber ain't cheap, yo. Rare thing. You in 2023, right? If you want clicks, if you want to be famous, if you want money, you can do one of two things. One, you can speak bad about men, empower women to sleep with who they want, do what they want, open up the sexual marketplace, open up the bad behavior, destabilize the market. Women can buy into it. Look, Steve Harvey say it, look. Derek Jackson say it, look. God bless, I can do it. Right? Or two, you could, well, this is not really fame. You could get infamy by trying to empower men. You might get some fame, you might get some clicks, but for the wrong reasons. You can be going viral for infamous reasons, right? I just want women to realize, right, that it's like you have a child. Derek and I have children. You have a child, right? You tell the child, but you know, when I was a little child, I used to eat candy every day. Every day. I never used to eat lunch, dinner. I used to eat candy. My son can say, bet you used to do it, I can do it too. You understand? If I come out and say, well, ladies, let me tell you something. See, you don't have to give sex to no man. You don't have to answer no man when he texts. You don't have to do anything. If the man offer you dinner, go to dinner, and you don't even have to speak to him. Bring another friend, bring two, right? Eat the man food. Don't offer a bill. If the man get vexed, shame him. This man really carry me out and they got no money, want me pay half, want to get to know me. I try to get to know you. You ask me out and I take the bait. I say, yeah. Then all of a sudden we will blow up. We'll be viral. Listen, this ain't easy work, you know. You see what we used to do? They're the money in this, they're the fame in this, they're not for this, you know. I remember one time, actually a close friend of mine, he said he believed that the reason why we went into certain topics and said certain things was to garner clicks and views. That was our modus operandi and our game plan. And I laugh because it's like, one, brother man, you know me, he's my close friend. That don't sound like something I would do, does it? And two, if I want to get famous, if I want to get clicks and views and like some money and stuff like that, I don't know if I will go down the road of setting the internet ablaze with hate. And people in my DMs talk about how I won't go there, boy. If I see what I can slap you. I don't understand. I don't understand how we get to a space where, right, once toxicity is justified by a man, men can't tell women what to do. We can't tell women what to do with the body. We can't tell women how to move. We can't tell women nothing. Who to sleep with. We can't tell women nothing. Unless we are telling women, you are the table. You are the price. Men need to step up because you is it. You ain't got to do nothing. You ain't got to show up. He got to take your flaws and all. Shoot, if you got children, he got to take you up. You gotta be a.
Derek Johnson is still able to produce videos and have people in his comment section.
It's testament.
What he's saying. It's testament to the fact that pretty much he could. Is there? Steve and I have had conversations from time to time, and I told Steve before, you know, there is big money in the insecurities of women, unfortunately. And if you don't me, as in makeup companies, right? I just sent you a video that will encapsulate everything that you're talking about there, so you can put it on screen for you.
All right, just download it in. Let me get.
Yes, Rian, Derek Johnson is still operating.
I just call him Manny Mumra of social media, boy.
Ever living.
My ever living boy. Malik cockroaches. He can be at the end anywhere gone, boy. Let me see here. Oh, don't stop you. All right, let us get it. And let me play it up here. Let's get it in 3, 2, 1.
Send that girl $1,500 to her Cash App right now. Why? No more 50-50. We ain't playing that roommate. Gotta start treating these women like the goddesses that they are. We should be honored. You serious? That they are in our lives. You taking on a date, you need to buy an outfit before you take her on that date. Are you dumb? Do you know how honored we should be just to be in their presence? Bruh. We should not only pay for their living, assume all financial responsibilities that they have. We should feed them, praise her daily, and always remember, she is the prize. Oh, no. Y'all argue? It's your fault. She cheated. It's your fault. You are here to serve her. So stay focused. Cut. Yo, we about to do numbers. Them hoes gonna love this. You know, all you gotta do is tell them hoes whatever they want to hear about it.
Bro, we're still recording.
That is exactly it. Do not the same way, right? The same way people chastise the red pill space. Saying Kevin Samuels, the fresher fit, whatever. And CNN and other news agencies spoke at length about how men like Jordan Peterson, Kevin Samuels, down the line, trying to empower toxic masculinity and men to do certain, like, you know, men they got the father or ideal thing, and these men being pseudo fathers to these men and being toxic is the same way that you could get toxic advice for women too, you know. You get toxic encouragement. Toxic encouragement for women too, you know. The same way, because here in this space, right, this is a non-decidual space, and Derek, you could ball me out if I'm telling lies. I have said often, do not take anything anybody says on the internet at face value. Take it with a grain of salt. Even us, when we get here and speak, right, you gotta go home and digest and process that information and decide if this information makes sense or not to you and your life. Is it applicable? Right? But don't not listen to me. Listen to Steve Harvey and put men under stress and problems. Me, likewise, don't listen to us only and not go out there and seek information. You see, the internet is a vast place, right? You can get information about any and everything on the same topic. You can get the left, the right, the truth, the up, the down, and the foolish, right? What I want people to start doing is to critically listen to information and see if it makes sense. To me, if somebody was saying, man, you can sleep with who you want, you can do as you like, no woman got to, if you choose to answer a woman, that's so be it. You know what I mean? If a woman don't, think about this. If a woman rejects me, I should follow her. I should stalk her. That don't sound like it makes sense, right? So why are we empowering? And this is the thing, there's no rhetoric for it. We are told as men, and this is something I saw recently, men are told how to treat women, but women are not taught how to treat men. From jump, Derek, you could ball me out. Karen, you could ball me out. Men in the chat, women in the chat. From early out, don't hit no girl. Don't pull your hair. Don't shout. Don't scream. Don't fight. Don't this, don't that, don't the next, do the third, shoot. I carry another step further. If you go out with a girl, if you go out with a woman, go protect. If you's 5 years old and you with a 5-year-old girl and a 5-year-old kind of bully you all, and the man end up beating you and the girl, or beating the girl, what did you do, brother man? At 5, we are taught this. Women are taught to be chaste. Shoot, we ain't even being taught to be chaste and pure. What are women taught when it comes to relationships and men? What are women taught?
Can I tell you? Can I tell you?
Tell me.
As the boy is learning how to not hit, not pull hair, the girls are learning, oh, so if I get him to do this, then I win. We're being taught simultaneously, but indirect learning for girls and direct for men.
Exactly.
Right? And this is why I always say that the learning that we get as girls becomes this, it evolves into manipulation strategies. Right. Right. And I mean, it's coming, it sounds bad. Every time I say it, I know somebody out there cringes. It's like, Dr. Carey, don't say as a woman that we manipulate men. But we do.
Oh my God.
We do it subconsciously because we have been taught that if you wear a certain thing, you perk the chest up a certain way, you angle your back a certain way, you nag him a certain way, you're going to get your way. Right? So women are taught indirectly for the most part as young girls. And then some of us have women around us that are telling you directly, do this, do that, do this, or you'd never get a child, you'd never get the house, you won't get the man money. Right? So there is learning happening simultaneously. It just looks and sounds a little different based on the gender and based on kind of, the history of things. But universally, it's being taught.
There are a couple of terms, just to piggyback off your point, Dr. Carey. There are a couple of terms that get thrown out that get a bad rap. Manipulation is one. Selfish is one.
Oh Lord.
Hypergamy is one.
Oh Lord.
These are terms that get a bad rap and they're generally associated with female nature, right? Because the whole thing is so toxic and out of whack now. These terms get a bad rap. But a woman's selfishness, the selfishness of her nature, is to protect hearth and home. So it's like, all right, I know that you out there, you doing your thing, trying to provide for me, but I can need you to press pause a little bit. I can need you to press pause so you can come and rest yourself. Because guess what? If you can't out on the job,
that's the end of that. Everything.
These children skin up.
Uppercut going.
You got to press pause, right? The hypergamy. Yeah, all right. Sweetheart, we could use a bigger house. The family growing, the family expanding, we can't got the 4 we here in this 2-bedroom no more. This ain't working. The children getting bigger. We need a bigger house. That's her hypergamy, as opposed to saying, but yeah, babes, we need a bigger house and you ain't going to get it. So juices.
Getting rid of you.
Let me find somebody else, right? Her hypergamy, her selfishness, and not using it in a bad way this time around, is to inspire her. To inspire her husband to go a little bit more, because we as men, when we comfortable, we comfortable. If we come to a point where it's like, you shoot, I make enough money to provide for all of we in here, we good. We need to be living in lap a lot, so we good. But a woman's hypergamy, a woman's selfishness can say, we need a little bit more. And then her ability to be able to manipulate her husband, not in a bad way, but for the benefit of everybody. Because here's the thing, right? When men do well, everybody does well. When women do well, women do well. Maybe the children. Yeah. But when a man does well, he's going to say, what? He's here with me. Are you looking out for these?
Yep.
Right?
Yep. So yeah. So I just want people to, and I know there's this, let me touch on this real quick. I know there's this whole thing like, oh, we just sharing this, you got to take it so serious. It's just a video on the internet, whatever, right? let us be careful with what we're sharing, because even the funniest, simplest, whatever thing that you share in terms of this empowerment and these memes and these quotes and whatever, somebody taking it on and somebody shaping their life behind it because they're going through something in the moment. It's like, you know what? I know my worth. Me and my 3 children from the 2 baby fathers, I know my worth. And I was 48, I was 38. I deserve them. You know what? I deserve them. I still look right and tight because, man, when they go out in the street, they still be hollering at me. So, you know what? I deserve a high value man. I deserve to be in my soft girl era. I deserve to be happy. I deserve to have certain qualities of life from a man. And then it doesn't become anything about love or the man. It becomes what that man can provide. Shoot, forget problem solving, call money problem solve everything. Forget procreation, call you got your children already. You understand? I just need you to protect me and provide for me and my children. That's all I need. I need that from you. I want people to be more discerning with the information they get. And you know, it's amazing, Derek. It is amazing, right? I don't know about you. I don't encroach on these women. Not these women don't come around me to like, oh, I like you. I want to get to know you. Like these, I don't see these women. I don't interact with these women. I can't think of any woman that I've ever like went on a date, first date with, and there were these types of women. I don't know if it's my discernment. I don't know if it's the energy I have or whatever, but I just ain't got the, because
we live in a different.
You're lucky.
We
You live in a different culture.
Not only that, we a little older, so it's not as the ladies in our cohort are not as mercenary, and it's not they got different requirements, but there are women out there that will tell you point blank, you gotta help them. Yeah.
What about me? What you can do for me? I'm sorry to tell you, right? I ain't care what Steve Harvey say about this whole shame and tactic of what you can do for me. What's when we get to be nah. I want my back rub. I want to be told, baby, thank you very much for protecting and providing me. I don't need you to go there and move mountains. I don't need you to do anything but encourage me to be the man, continue to be consistent in the man. You understand the power of a woman? The power of a woman.
Some of that manipulation there just
that's exactly what Derek is talking about. Like, a woman can make or break a man. You can have a man. You see, and you know what? This is the thing about
certain kind of man.
You know what? You know the thing that people that say, they say just enough that you say he got a point. Steve Harvey does have a point, sort of, when he says that a woman can make a man, right? He can make another man another you. That is a fact, right? Because if you take a man, you were somehow to split me in half, and you had me without a woman and me with a woman. I mean a quality woman, a woman that can stand by my side, a woman that can encourage me, speak life into me, you know, help me with any of my endeavors, help me find a solution for anything, help me to keep home and children and everything like that, right? Versus Neil by himself. Obviously, the first Neil will be a better man for it. Why? Because he has purpose. Part of his purpose is wrapped up in a woman, and the woman is helping to speak purpose into him, helping to provide purpose and keep him on track. I watch a man, I can't remember what was the name of the content creator, but the man was saying, you know, his wife just get turned on when he clean in the house. When he take the initiative and say, he don't want mopping. He gonna sweep up and clean up the house and thing. The woman say, boy, he can get some tonight. And people like they don't understand that when a man does what he has to do, and I'm not saying that every man is the same. What a man does to protect, problem solve, everything looks different. But let us not fool our foot. You got to do something. You got to either get the man loving, you got to speak life to the man, you got to do something. But the man, you can't just be there so you hand out. What's the difference between you and a homeless person and a beggar? What's the difference between you and a beggar? You hand always out with the cup jingling. You want things. What you can do for me? I ain't cleaning hair, cooking for the man, I ain't doing nothing. But I was taught from the beginning, right? I was not taught to be a husband, but I was taught to be a man to protect women and problem solve for women. That's what I was taught. You understand? Society has bred me to protect women, to problem solve for women, to procreate with women, to provide for women. What has society shown women in the context of a relationship? To look good? Y'all know how to speak.
Here's the thing about that, Neil. No.
Yes, simply that. But that is how we get to the comments about being the table. Yeah.
If let's say, for example, if Fresh and Fit, because you know they tend to give bad rap. A lot of times, rightly so. Pressure fit. I'd gone on a podcast and said, I think they probably have before. But anyway, if they say, you know, you only thing a woman really need to come, I need no help from you, and that's come with your ability to produce children. That message would be received completely differently, right? Completely differently. Because no, misogyny, patriarchy, all them things. But I see Dion here saying, here's the thing. I fully believe Steve gets all those things from his wife. He just not saying. Dion, you and I agree.
You take my Steve gay, huh? Talk thing, man.
Right? And that, ladies and gentlemen, ladies especially, listen to what I'm telling you here. That is proof positive. Steve Harvey does not understand women. Why do I say that? Because let me forget the fact that, you know, his wife, his current wife, she was dealing with the drug dealer that we showed a few minutes earlier. Let's forget that then she got tried for he, and that, you know, after he went to jail, she went and deal with his cousin. Let me forget all that, right? He is saying that this woman inspired him to another level. That is what a good woman does. That is what happens when a man is provided peace at home and all the other things that Neil mentioned about, you know, stability and vulnerability, all the things that Neil like to talk about. That is what happens. So she provided those things. Guess what, folks? She didn't just come with the ability to reproduce children. So here we have Steve Harvey again contradicting his own argument, because his wife had just come get pregnant and that was that. She came and she poured life into him, as Neil likes to say. Very flowery term, I still really don't know what it means, but she poured life into him.
It sounds like, but in other words, he encouraging through words, yeah.
To another level. So guess what? Again, back to my point now, ladies. It ain't just turning up the food and breed. You got to come with something else.
Or bring something.
I say all the time, a sandwich is beating up women.
Call it. Yeah.
He is saying to you that his wife Marjorie is providing all those things, and it was able to push him to another level. I know he's turning around and saying to you in this next breath, turn up with the ability to produce children.
And that you don't
fall for the banana in the tailpipe, ladies.
Let me put it to you like this, right? Let me see if I understand what you gotta say here, right? Think about it like this. By Steve Harvey's argument, Steve Harvey is saying men cannot live without women. Women can essentially make any boy a man or whatever, right? Women cannot mold you. If you have clay, right? If you have a vase, if women can make a vase, right? She needs clay. She needs water. She needs one of spinning tables. She needs the right tools, the right implements to make that vase. She can make any vase. She can make 10 of them vases. The point is, she needs quality clay. She needs quality materials to make that clay, that vase, right? Well, it sounds good to say that a woman can make any man you. I can make, like, when Obama was president, to say, yeah, Michelle could have turned any man into the president. Come on. You trying to tell me, Michelle, if it went back in time when they met Michelle instead of Barack, she would have met me the president? You think this work like that? She might met me the best, whatever passion I am, man, I could be. If she loves me and she sees worth in me, a value in me, and I say I want to be a Tyler, she would probably met me have a franchise chain of Tyleries. I don't know what it's called, whatever. But you understand what I'm trying to say, right? So don't let us, it sounds good. But you need the right materials to make success. So if you go by that mentality, I need a quality man. Because here, think about it. You need a good man. What you need a good man for? If you could turn any man into a good man, if you could turn any man into president, if you could turn any man into anything, what you need a specific man? What you need a starting point? What you need a man that got 6 figures, 6 inches and 6 feet and 6 this and 6 that?
Can I dare say something?
Dare.
Can I dare say
Dare
something?
to say. Dare to say.
A quality man becomes a quality man when he recognizes a quality woman.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Say a few cheap seats, man. Say it again. Say it again.
Does that make sense?
Say it again. Say it again.
A quality man becomes a quality man when he recognizes and honors a quality woman.
Right. That is
Otherwise,
a bar.
he remains a scrub, and vice versa for a woman who is just a sugar baby.
Let me push back. Let me push back because I feel like if a man has to have a quality man, it will be a quality man, right? Irrespective of
Of a quality woman.
Quality woman. Quality woman will definitely improve a quality man.
Improve a quality man, right? So he steps further into himself as a quality man.
Correct.
Is really what I'm trying to get to,
But
right? When a
quality woman ain't taking it in a scrub.
Nah.
I'm making
Right.
it. That ain't
Hopefully
working.
not. Unless she follows Beyonce's "Let Me Upgrade You" song and just pick a man off the road.
Hold on. Watch it say no. What she do for Jay-Z? Elevate.
She gave him children.
Steve Harvey said that's all you gotta do. Boss, it's 9:37 in Barbados and the rest of Eastern Caribbean. Hit the like button. We see got 10 likes. We got 24 people watching.
Come on, man. No.
Saying it right here for
Come on, people. Hit the like button. You're watching. You're enjoying. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. If you ain't like it, send a comment. Tell me why you ain't like it.
Yeah, get enough content. Man, they send you a video. They run it for the people, man.
Yeah, let me get it.
Run it there, man.
Yeah, let me get it here. Oh, Dr. Carey, I sent it to you. You said Dr. Carey?
No, it didn't. I want her to get triggered in a real thing.
Okay, let me send it to her now, man. Forward that there to Dr. Carey.
This is what we dealing with, folks, going forward in these dating streets. You watching Senate Podcast. This is episode 209, the Simp King. Yeah, hit the like button, like, share, comment, subscribe. Ensure that you're still subscribed. Hit the notification bell. Run it in, Neil.
All right, let me get it. In 3, 2, 1.
Shirley Ann, Georgia, Eastman. How old are you? 28. You have any kids? Yes, I do. I have 8. How old are you? 28. You have 8 kids that you gave birth to? Yes, ma'am. You gave birth to 8 kids? Yes. How old are these kids? My oldest just turned 10. My daughter is 7. Then my next son, he's 6. Then I have a set of twins who will be 5 on the 29th of this month. And my second set of twins, they just turned 3 in November. Then I have a 1-year-old son. A 1-year-old son? Yes. All by the same man? 6 of them are, and the other 2 have another dad. What would you say to the guy that feels like 8 children might just be too much for him? Oh my gosh, I know. And wait, hold on. And not only are they 8, you have 2 twins that are 5, 2 that are 3, and then one set of twins that's 5, one set of twins that's 3, and then a 1-year-old. So you have technically 5 children under the age of 6, and you do have a 6-year-old. Yeah. So they're pretty young. Yeah.
That
never happened.
That will never, ever, you will never live to see, you never live to see that. Listen, you know what's impressive? You know what's impressive to me about that video? This woman doing
her
this
fecundity is what is impressive.
Her what?
Her fecundity is what is impressive.
Oh, yes.
Girlfriend got 2 sets of twins in there. And please note, those 8 children are all 10 years or younger.
Right.
She herself is not 30.
Right. And so this was impressive to be that she did that video and it wasn't hearing not a child. That's impressive. You have 8 children. You know, it sounds like it's only two men she got them 8 children from. Right. So, okay. Fair enough.
You kind of get she a little black pass to that.
But what got me is, why is this woman on? For anybody that don't know, this is dating. This singles
on IG Live.
On IG Live, this is where Kendra G. You call into Kendra G. You state your case as to what you're looking for in a man, and
this is how I found Zoe.
Yeah, this is how we were able to connect her with Zoe, because in our short we would have covered Kendra G extensively. She found Zoe, and very much in love.
Making couple since 2000.
Right, and that relationship is working, but that speaks to one or two. It's delusion, but it's delusion either that she believes she could get a man with 8 children, or she so deluded that she wants you 5 minutes of fame that she can go up a Kendra G top, but she 8 children just to get clicks and likes and followers from she Instagram. Listen, ladies, please ignore there's empowerment out there. I ain't saying not to seek empowerment, but seek empowerment that tells you to be the best version of you for you. Don't take up these quotes, memes, and these things that people saying to say, oh, use the table. You, my God, take you flaws and all. Why this man, why you can't be stepdaddy that step up? Why is it impossible that I got treat you? You do not deserve anything from this world here. You don't deserve no man. Just like me, Derek, we don't deserve no woman. You know what work we have to do to be of a certain ilk to get certain women? You think that the man could just turn up, be rusty, dusty, hair ain't cut, many taking care of the skin, many. We got a picture for the King's Gathering, right? And I saw it. Derek, we didn't take pictures of the King's Gathering of ourselves. That was our bad. But there was a picture there so that was put on the Senate IG page, the Senate podcast 246. Give us a like and a follow on Instagram. And they look at me there and they say, yo, oh, blame man, the old sharp Gillette. You right here. We the guillotine, right? Man come out sharp, right? And Derek said to me, because not every man came out dressed sharp. And Derek said, that is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But as the people that are the faces of the Senate podcast and of the King's Gathering, we always got to look sharp. You understand that you got to put in work for what you want. If I want quality women, I gotta do work on myself, both physically, mentally, and emotionally, spiritually. I gotta do the work. I have to do the work if I want a quality woman. You can't just roll out of bed with me and just get men. Yes, you could get men, call me. We got a lot of work to do in this department, man. We'll stick it in anything. We stick it in a pie and all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't have a film series about that.
Right. Man, stick it in a pie and all, right? But you have to understand that a top tier man ain't coming just because you got the got. A top tier, he will come. Wink, wink. But he ain't staying. Just because you got the got, because you got the fat BBL and you got this and that to the next and third. It's only so long a man will put up with that, It's only so long. And men are the type that we ain't gonna file for divorce. Very rarely we file for divorce. You gotta be doing bad junk in your life that your husband file for divorce. Right? But you like that? You like that? You like that? You like that? But
shout out the crew, man.
Right, shout out the crew. But if
the gathering.
Yeah, the gathering. If you a man will stay. A man will stay. A man will stay with his wife until she. There was a story that the man used to tell at basketball, right? Where a man had taken a woman and she children, and she turned out to be a bill. The woman just was a blight on this man, like she and the children. And my man said she ain't working, the children ain't just in the other household he provided. He said, child boy, I want to get rid of she. My man tell she left in there, she ain't left in there. Because Jerry Rock would tell you what the law states when it comes to women and children, right?
They must be protected.
Yes, right? So my man said, what he do is he remove all the furniture. He removed all the furniture for the place. All he had was I think an air mattress or something. Something he had just laying open. He had that and he TV and he did good. Right? until the woman, as she children one day, she said, man, look, you is a waste, man. Let me get from here. And she left with children. We put back all the furniture. That is the lengths a man would go to ensure that a woman get from around here. Man, nigga come straight at divorce. Because he know that ain't the law in favor. So, women, if you want quality men, shout out the women that came out to the King's Gathering, man. Cherish, Lee, Dr. Kerry, man, one of them look so sweet. One of understood the assignment as young people to say. You came out looking the part. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you want a quality man, if you want a man, if you want the relationship that you want in your mind, if you think you deserve that, you got to do something to get it. What you doing for it? Quality man got going to get me so far, you know. Shoot, I just met my sport buddy got, but if you bring in problems and threat and toil and all this here, you care that God.
Always.
No. There ain't no God that worth my peace of mind. So start again. If you are not coming to help improve what I build in here in my life, go from the right place. Go from the right place.
Because you made a valid point that, you know, there's a lot of shame and language associated with it too, right? So there's the last thing I want to show tonight. Before we get out of here, just sent it to you. And because I would like to record a short or two, you know it is. So yeah, first I want you to hear the shame and language that is associated with when you decide you as a man want to have some standards for yourself and say, yeah, I ain't dealing with that there. It can't work with me. These are the kind of things that will be said. It is 9:46 in Barbados and the rest of the Eastern Caribbean. Neither when you watch this, I suspect you will be triggered, but I'm saying to you now.
I triggered already. I triggered already because you said that. You said that shaming language.
Yeah, the sharing language up to all here.
Yeah.
So I am telling you, Neil, you're not going. This is a minute long.
I ain't gonna survive.
You're not gonna make it. So let's have a watch.
All right. Let's get it. Oh wait, Dr. Kerry gotta send this to you. Hold on a second. Yeah. Yes, I know seeing your message about sheer. I am sorry. There you go. All right. So let's get it in 3, 2, 1.
Best thing a man can ask you on a date is, what do you bring to the table? Because two things straight away. If you want a masculine man and his masculine energy, he is not one. He has told you straight away that relationship cannot happen. Finished. Done. But the second thing is, that man is so deep in his feminine energy that you could probably sit down, have a date with him and learn from him how to be in it. Because even the concept of sitting down and thinking, what can this person do for me and what do they bring to the table, is so in his receiving energy. The fact that he's even sitting there and having the audacity to say that is so deeply, like, I mean, I'm not even sure me and you can get that feminine, is so deeply in there that we got a lot to learn from this guy. If a being is in their masculine energy, male or female, they're thinking, what can I bring to the situation? That is why that's such a pivotal question to find out if he is in it or not.
Do you
if he
run
says to you
get?
straight away, you know he's not in it.
What? This woman no said.
Because they love you like a brother, we didn't start the show with that tonight, you know.
Oh, man. The woman said, if you are a being in your, whether you're a man or a woman, and you're in your masculine energy, you are gonna say, what am I gonna bring to this situation? Oh my God. Men are problem solvers. Men understand good deals. Do not be shamed by this. A man knows when a bill is a bill and when an asset is an asset. Don't get tired. If a man doesn't know what is an asset, he blindly is providing for a debtor, a duppy. What's our man is he? I mean, anybody. That's like the same way we talk about body count. Right? If you can let anybody walk in the club and shoot at a place, why are you gonna go down? If they got a club in Barbados and people just coming in any old hole, man, they get searched and they make sure shoot at a place. But they're in a safe club, nobody ain't going there, that get shut down quick. The same way, if you as a man,
might be a dub, man. If people's getting dubbed,
man, no. If you are a man and you giving away your resources, energy, time, and anything like that to any old woman that come about the place, and you are easily taken advantage of, that's like a bank game where free money. Sound foolish, right? Sound stupid. A bank saying, hey, you know, today only $1,000 to anybody pass.
Not really today only, all week. Come through, man, get money.
Yeah, come get.
Come through, get money, and get anything you got here fair.
Yeah.
Because to her, as she's saying, because Dion's saying it ain't making any sense, but it makes a lot of sense. Because feminine energy is to receive, masculine energy is to give. So if you ask a woman, say, but yeah, you plan to do anything here? You plan to have we can have an exchange of some sort. You can do something for me, I do something for you. To ask a woman to give, you are in your mind. So, because if you want the woman to give to you, you are going to have to receive, which means you are not in your feminine frame.
But don't come with the bullshit about it's 50-50 and a partnership when we get in a relationship. Don't bring that to me. If that is the case, if your basis for an argument is to receive and men is to give, right? And you feminine energy, if you ask him, will you bring it to the table and boom, 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 the relationship, sorry, then don't come and tell me there's no partnership of 50-50. Don't come and tell me that.
Oh, but she will, especially when you head to the law court. Sports, it is 9:51 in Barbados and the rest of the Eastern Caribbean. You have been watching the Senate podcast. You can ignore reality all you want, but you cannot ignore the consequences of ignoring reality. Oh, and by the way, since we're talking about being in receiving energy and Dion is saying so they can stay by themselves, leave out the men. But
so every week, keep them kick from replace. Stop messing with place.
No. We are not leaving out the men. We are going to have the men involved. We can talk about that Thursday because we cannot leave out the men. The men must be involved. Whether it's your man or not, or you're sharing a man, the men must be involved. Folks, remember that as a nice segue to Thursday. You can ignore reality all you want, but you cannot ignore the consequences of ignoring reality. Be the best version of you for you. Neil, not to carry on myself, we do not make the rules. Just make sure you know where they are. All right? So please remember, folks, as you go out there into the world in these dating streets, we can see you all on Thursday when we do episode 210, The Cleaner.
Jesus Christ.
See you on Thursday.
Peace and love.